Alright, chat, here we go. So it's 7 minutes. So in 7 minutes, it's going to Skibidi Toilet. Yes! Damn, chat, can't wait to see what we're gonna see. This is gonna be insane in the membrane. The Presidio Daycare. What the fuck? Oh. Michael Aquino, what the fuck? Daycare. Oh god. Ew. Poor kids. Ew. 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 Dude, this is gonna be insane in just 3 minutes. Chat. Dude, this is gonna be like that. Dude, I swear. They're what? They're gonna. I mean, rituals? Like, dude, what with dead babies? Oh, what the fuck? Like, dude, that's on a different level of evil. Like, that's babies. Like, let's see what happens.
You can't come forward against the world's most powerful intelligence agencies and be completely free from risk, because they're such powerful adversaries that no one can meaningfully oppose them. If they want to get you, they'll get you in time.
The daycare facility was shut down over the summer. That's when this investigation started, and police eventually uncovered 3 counts of second-degree child. All of the victims are under years old.
Oh, you have anything to say to the families?
An extremely disturbing story here. Local 12's James Pilcher found out today this was not the first time complaints had been filed about this daycare.
We are learning new information surrounding what some consider to be one of the CIA's worst failures in recent history.
1,400 children in this community have been ritualistically.
Now they want answers about why it took so long for this man to be caught.
Her grandchildren started acting strangely last fall. She even used a Barbie doll to get her granddaughter to show what happened to her.
Of the 109 pages in the report, 36 are fully blacked out and another 30 substantially blacked out. The top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee says he thinks more should be made public.
At this point in time, my bias would be towards transparency and towards releasing more information.
Halawadi had worked at that daycare center for just over a year, but employees told investigators he'd been talked to before about his interactions with other little girls there.
The alleged victim is just years old, but told her parents, teachers, and police the same story over and over again. That her teacher, who she calls Mr. Ali, quote, touched her down there while pointing and touching her area, and now it hurts really bad.
Those children, some of them as young as 2 years old, were photographed by the suspects.
Get a
was the primary purpose for the alleged sexual abuse of children.
Wake up, America. We believe the children because once upon a time, we were the children and nobody believed us.
For 7 years, Andrew Bustamante kept secrets. It was his job as a CIA agent.
If it's deemed as secret information, it's supposed to have serious damage, serious risk to national security.
This surveillance video released by Bryant Police shows disturbing events that happened in her classroom back on June 29th, starting with this little girl. According to police, the 8 kids in the room are about 2 years old. When this girl doesn't stop crying, Howell comes back. Howell sits down in front of her, grabs her ankles, and pulls.
That particular day was actually her birthday. These kids are helpless. They can't defend themselves.
The truth about Satanism is they truly do use blood and they mix it with urine, and this is what 1,200 kids have told the sheriff's department.
Once these cases are contaminated, it's almost impossible to know with any degree of certainty what actually happened.
We have heard it 100 times or more from children. The same things, the same games, the same descriptions.
When you are subverting the power of government, that's a fundamentally dangerous thing to democracy. You realize that you might be willing to accept any risk, and it doesn't matter what the outcome is, so long as the public gets to make their own decisions about how that's applied. The greatest fear that I have regarding the outcome for America of these disclosures is that nothing will change.
We all feel completely betrayed. It's so hard to trust your children with people, and we felt like we could really trust them.
While we were driving around San Francisco, beginning our investigation into a notorious ring, we found this place, right near the area we were investigating. It's called the Palace of Fine Arts, and I couldn't help but notice a group of angels staring down at us. And this really made me think. It made us think. Tonight, we were on the trail of a satanic group accused of victimizing 60-plus children that was never held accountable for its actions. We were on the trail of devil worshippers who sought to invert the good in children. And being someone who's struggled with sobriety in the past, who's overcome the darkest of issues in my own life and found a higher power, all I could think about was, why did God abandon these children? What really happened at the Presidio? Right near the watchful eyes of so many angels. Because as it turned out, in the 1980s, this area was less like heaven and a lot more like hell.
So I am a major proponent of therapy. As you guys probably know, I have gone through a sobriety journey in the last year. I got sober almost a year ago on October 26, 2023. I would not be here if not for my therapist and the therapy sessions that I've gone through. Going to a therapist and seeking out therapy has helped me work through so many internal issues, so many personal issues. I seriously would not be here if I hadn't gotten into therapy to the degree that I have. It's a life-changing service, and I know that it can be a little scary. I know that it's a bit freaky, completely opening up the darkest sides of yourself to a total stranger. But if you've never been to a therapist and never tried therapy, I cannot recommend it enough. BetterHelp is the sponsor of this video, and they're on a mission to make starting therapy easier. BetterHelp is a platform where therapists and their clients can communicate effectively and get the most out of therapy. There's a journal inside of the platform that you can write in for personal reflection, and there are group sessions on a number of different topics available to join every single day. Starting therapy with BetterHelp is extremely easy. Just fill out a simple questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a therapist in a few days. And something that I love about BetterHelp, I've used it for about a year. I've had lots of experience with the platform. If at first you don't enjoy the therapist that you're matched with, you're not vibing, you can switch therapists. And if you're not vibing with them, you can switch therapists again and again until you finally find the person that you feel comfortable opening up to. If you're struggling and feel like you'd benefit from a therapy session, just click the link in the description of my video or go to betterhelp.com/theparanormalfiles to get 10% off your first month of therapy. Once again, just click the link in the description or the pinned comment, or go to betterhelp.com/theparanormalfiles to get 10% off your first month of therapy. And now let's move on to the video. This is a very, very dark, disturbing story that a lot of you are probably going to have to go to therapy after hearing. So yeah, with all that said, let's get into this.
There's never been any proof that there was any kind of satanic ritual or satanic cult activity in a daycare center.
Today's episode is going to be extremely disturbing, and we cover some of the darkest material we've covered here on the show to date. So get ready for a story of Satan, mind control, ritualized cover-ups, lies, government secrecy, and even murder. This is a story that every American needs to know about, and it's my passion to expose these people. So without further ado, let's do a deep dive into this. And I just want to state outright, I have no intention of, if you know what I'm saying. You can also fact check everything that I say in this video using the resources document in the description. And also, all parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. What we're doing here is reporting on already reported facts and telling you the full story that the government, the US government, doesn't want you to hear. The Presidio daycare scandal is one of the darkest chapters in American history. It's a tale of satanic rituals, fires, murder, and cover-ups. And it's a story that almost nobody in America knows about. This story is very dark and very disturbing, so viewer discretion, once again, is advised. Before we get into the story of the that occurred at the Presidio, however, we need to talk a little bit about the Presidio complex itself. The Presidio of San Francisco, originally known as El Presidio Real de San Francisco, is a historical park located on the northern tip of the San Francisco Peninsula. Established in 1776 by New Spain as a fortified settlement, it was created to secure Spanish interests in Alta California and the San Francisco Bay Area. After passing to Mexico in 1820 and then to the United States in 1848, the Presidio served as an active military post for over 2 centuries before being transferred to the National Park Service in 1994 as part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. This marked the end of its 219 years of military use and the start of its transition into a public park with both commercial and recreational facilities. In 1996, the U.S. Congress established the Presidio Trust to manage the park's interior land, while the coastal areas remained under the National Park Service's oversight. The trust was tasked with making the Presidio financially self-sufficient by 2013, a goal it achieved by 2005, well ahead of schedule. This unique management structure allowed the park to become a financially sustainable entity while preserving its historical significance. Recognized as a California Historical Landmark in 1933 and a National Historic Landmark in 1962, the Presidio is noted for its natural beauty, with scenic views of the Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco Bay, and the Pacific Ocean. Throughout its long military history, the Presidio played a significant role in many U.S. conflicts, particularly in the Pacific Rim. It was the assembly point for the American forces invading the Philippines during the Spanish-American War and served as headquarters for the Western Defense Command during World War II. It was at the Presidio that Lieutenant General John L. DeWitt signed orders for the internment of Japanese Americans in 1942, a decision made under Executive Order 9066. The Presidio also contributed troops to Operation Desert Storm in 1991, marking one of its final military engagements. It was home to the Letterman Army Medical Center, which provided medical care to wounded soldiers through many 20th century conflicts. And that building, before it was demolished, was said to be extremely haunted. Today, the Presidio contains the San Francisco National Cemetery, one of only 2 remaining cemeteries within the city. Among those interred are prominent military figures like General Frederick Funston and General Irvin McDowell. The park also includes a historical walking trail as part of the Trails Forever initiative. This trail features interpretive signage about the area's rich history, including its use as a burial ground for merchant seamen. The Presidio has evolved from a military stronghold to a cherished public space that honors its historical legacy while offering recreational and educational opportunities to visitors. So, back in the day, the Presidio was a powerful, powerful place, a location that held significant strength through the United States Army, a place that contained, obviously, many high-level secrets within. Secrets that, slowly but surely, are making their way out from the shadowy fortified walls of the Presidio and into the library of public knowledge. For example, one mysterious event in the Presidio's history was the death of a nuclear scientist. You see, in 1953, the Presidio campus in San Francisco became the setting for a chilling and mysterious event involving William Curtis Twitchell, a brilliant chemist deeply involved in atomic research. Twitchell, born in Minnesota in 1917, had an impressive career with degrees from Rollins College and UC Berkeley. By 23, he was a project engineer at UC's radiation lab, working alongside future Manhattan Project scientists like Glenn Seaborg, Ernest Lawrence, and J. Robert Oppenheimer. During World War II, their focus shifted to nuclear weapons development, a critical effort for the US military. And eventually, as the Cold War began, William Curtis Twitchell remained an advocate for atomic advancements, including a proposed supercyclotron to reverse atomic bomb processes. But in 1952, Twitchell's promising life took a dark turn when he was diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor. Recognizing the potential risk posed by his declining health, the US government moved him to a newly built secure ward at the Letterman Army Hospital inside of the Presidio, fearing that he might reveal sensitive nuclear secrets as he lost control of his faculties. So essentially, this nuclear scientist was hidden away in a private wing of a hospital specially constructed for him because the government was afraid that if he started getting older and losing his faculties, like I said, he'd spill top secret information. The Atomic Energy Commission spent $100,000, or almost $1 million today, to construct a special ward with restricted access, ensuring only carefully screened medical professional, including one trusted nurse, attended to him. But despite the intense secrecy surrounding his hospitalization, Twitchell's condition became public upon his death on March 23, 1953. And as the news spread around America that a nuclear scientist had been given his own top